Hello, and welcome to this episode of the Rich Revolutionaries Podcast. Today, we are joined by another very special guest, Adrienne, and I will allow you to say your last name because I'm not sure how to pronounce it. And in that, you can also let the audience know who you are, what you do, and what your magic is in the world.
Amazing. Thank you for having me. I'm Adrienne Schroeder, aka White Star, and I'm leading the movement of New Earth Elite. I'm here to unlock as many advanced souls into their potential as possible while we birth the new paradigm with more joy and magic and bliss than anybody thought possible.
Yes. So juicy. I love pushing the edges on how much joy and how much bliss we can actually experience in our bodies and surprising both myself and the people that are in my world with that. And for those who are listening, just giving a little context of how we know each other, we are both in the Vortex Mastermind led by Shoshana Raven. And we're actually connecting for the first time face to face on this
Hmm.
podcast. And the way we came into connection was by an energetic charge of the New Earth frequency. And as we spoke about in a podcast before with Natalie Wallace, when we are emitting this frequency of unconditional love, of the New Earth codes, that is the magnetic signal that is bringing forward the other light leaders, the other New Earth elite, whatever verbiage, language you want to use around it, to come into your field and to weave magic together. So let's.
Yeah, and I just want to double click on that because I think a lot of people second guess that. If you
Mm,
let your mind hijack it, you will slow down the
mhm.
energetic process. So it's supposed to be that full body chill, like we connected and then literally I was like, "Oh, this energy is so correct. Like I'm booking this with her tomorrow because it's like it's now."
Mm,
So I just wanted to is coming through. That's for somebody, and I think it's for all of us as well. Like when you are in alignment, New Earth doesn't subscribe to matrix time. So
mm,
like we get to move in energy, we get to just yeah, that magnetic like this is how you know.
mm-hmm. Yes, we get to manifest miracles at lightning speed when we're willing to strike with the iron being hot, as we can say, and really allow that electric pulse to be the inspired place that we take action from beyond what we think is possible from a linear mind perspective, right? Do you think that someone that you're just meeting would hop on a podcast with you the next day? Like, maybe that doesn't make sense from like a strategic business standpoint, but when we are attuning to this deeper frequency, it's like we get to let go of what makes sense and just be with that electric magnetic truth that is radiating from our heart center in each moment and respond to that.
Yeah. And it's that remembrance of like Lemuria, Atlantis, like Andromeda, like we didn't have delay.
Uh-huh.
We didn't
Ooh.
even have thoughts. We just were. It
Uh-huh.
wasn't like thoughts become things. It was I am.
Mm-hmm.
So a big part of like the reason why we have dis-ease and the matrix society and programming, a lot of people have dis-ease and sickness and all of that in the body is truly because we're kinking our hose. Kicking
Mm-hmm.
our own hose of life force energy. It gets to be this fast. Like the whole point of life is to be propelled forward by joy, by love, by this life force. And when we kink our own hose, we cock block our own blessings, we cock block creator. And so it just feels so good to just like let it rip, and just like this is correct. And it's deleting all of that brain virus we get as humans. And yeah, it's a radical act to just be free and just
Mm-hmm.
go.
Exactly. Yeah. And for those who are listening, I want to like highlight some of the places where our hose gets kinked in sorting out like details of emails of,
Mhm.
how long have some people been tweaking their sales pages and setting up their back end and their website and their scheduling software and, getting a whole marketing or launch plan strategically like outline before taking action from that place of inspiration. And while some people are choosing to operate in that system, for those that are awakening that soul remembrance to the ties that you spoke
Mhm.
to with Lumeria, with Atlantis, with different star nations, it's like we get to activate that remembrance in a way that shifts our operating system entirely. And you added some notes here that I'm curious to hear you talk on.
Mhm.
I'm seeing here the word haterade alchemy, and I've never seen that word before.
Oh, haterade. I
Haterade.
I made it up.
Oh. I was thinking like, what is haterade? Haterade. Oh my gosh, yes, that makes so much sense. So, will you let us know how to turn being misunderstood when we're talking about these connections to times and spaces beyond this, linear physical reality, um, and really using that as the rocket fuel for ultra wealth and success?
Yeah, so one thing just to remember for everyone listening here, whether you fully owned this identity or not, you don't come from this realm. You're not normal. If everyone living an average muggle life agrees with you, something is deeply wrong. Okay. So when you can fully own that as your superpower, like I remember the first time I had haters online and I was like, oh my God, I made it. I have haters. And it's just like, it's that levity and that play of like, this is a sign that you're shifting consciousness. We
Mm,
are here, like literally, if you're listening to this, you probably just, I'm a projector in human design. I'm also a mental projector, which is a really rare type. I'm almost a reflector. Like I
okay.
have my ajna and my third eye defined. Um, I walk into a room, I don't say anything, I trigger people. Like I literally don't say anything. Just my existence and my aura
Uh-huh.
activates, it awakens a vacancy in others where they are not in tune with their soul mission.
Mm,
They are not fully landed in their body. They are dissociated. They are disconnected from creator. And so when you just acknowledge these energetic, like it's like the mechanics of your divine assignment.
mm,
It's like, okay, you are excellence exposes mediocrity. When you
mhm,
stand out, you're going to automatically be the juxtaposition of like people who are unwilling to stand out are not going to celebrate your freedom. They're not going to celebrate your joy. They're not going to celebrate your vibrancy. And that's okay. So I decided a long time ago, because I'm an alchemist, literally anything that comes in my field, I spin it to gold because that's just who I am.
mhm,
And everybody is an alchemist in their own way, right? That's when we shift from, there's a big like meme or like saying in the spiritual space. It's like everything's happening for me. I actually don't agree with that. I think it ends up being really selfish because
Okay.
it's like taker energy. It's like it's happening through me.
Mm.
I alchemize it, I spin it to gold, I use it to serve.
Mm-hmm.
I think when people are first starting out, you're like, it's happening for me, it's happening for me. It's amazing to get out of like the dark victim-y place with that. However, if you're here to lead and you're here to crank it up another notch, you're like, yo, this is my medicine. My medicine is being cultivated, how I'm going to serve the collective, how I'm going to serve my clients. And so with the haterade alchemy, it's like, I use this one example just because it's super fun. And anytime I'm a Leo sun,
Oh, me
oh yeah,
too.
oh my God, hey. Literally fun and joy is the highest creative frequency.
Hmm.
So I love teaching and being in that space, especially with something that's like people say crazy shit from behind a screen online. Like
Hmm.
it can be deeply painful, like challenging things. I don't want to downplay that. We don't bypass here. However, we don't stay stuck in the mud forever and let it like cling to our soul. So
Hmm.
this example is funny. I once was at the gym and this bro in the gym just random this was years ago and I still use it because it's such a good story. He was like, I was doing tricep dips, and he's like, oh, girls can't have defined triceps. And
The
it
hell.
was just, it, I was in grad school. It was some like frat bro. And I was like, oh, yeah, watch me. And in that moment, haterade alchemy, I turned it to fuel.
Hmm.
It actually pours gasoline on my fire when
Yes.
people say you can't do it. Because you think about all the greats, right?
Mm.
Amelia Earhart, like every inventor, everybody thought they were fucking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Seriously. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, really? I can't. I'm gonna show you. And so it's really just spinning it to gold and knowing that like it's a green light. It's a green light. It's a green light. And I just have this when we think about being energetic beings, I think about words come towards me,
Mm.
and if they're for the most high, they get to come right in and like go right into my heart chakra and add to this whole like explosion of magic that's happening. If they're haterade, they go through my shield and
Mm.
they go through this like spinning process. I don't know why it's the color green. Maybe because green's money and it makes me more wealthy. Um, but it's just fuel for it just and it's a mindset shift and then it's an energetic shift because
Mm.
instead of spiraling down into darkness and chaos, you can be like, oh, it's like, are you an athlete at all?
I wouldn't say that. No.
Okay. I grew up really competitive in classical music and sports and all of that. Which is why high performance is such a big part of what I do because maybe if you're listening to this, you're resonating with like mystics a lot of times struggle with discipline and like
Mm.
3D habits to birth things here. Like the oracle really doesn't mean anything if we're not birthing tangible visions on earth because that's our assignment.
Mm.
Um, but there's a thing you do in swimming where it's called a flip turn, and you're swimming towards the wall, and you do a somersault in the water, and you bounce off the wall. And if you do it correctly, you actually speed up at the wall. You don't slow down at the wall.
Mm.
So it's a beautiful metaphor for all of this because it's like, oh, it's really like any challenge, like a hater, resistance, like you get a call on your heart and then like 50 things go quote unquote wrong. You can
Mhm.
actually flip turn off that, bounce off it and speed up. if
Mhm.
you don't slow down approaching the wall. If you slow down approaching the wall, then you just slow down, right? And you lose momentum.
Yes. Yes. Ooh, there's so many like juicy threads there. Um, I want to bring it back to what you said about things happening through me instead of for me. And what the visual that I got there is like this expanded capacity where it's like you're not saying like, oh no, like no, 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 and like pushing away or avoiding anything. It's like yes, 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 always yes,
Mhm.
and a radical acceptance with the radical responsibility to stay tethered to that vision and that path that you're on through the holy habits, through optimizing the state of vitality that we get to live by. And when you asked me if I was an athlete, I was more of like intellectual high performer. And so my kink was like getting 100% on every test that came my way. And it's been interesting to like renegotiate the relationship with that and actually allowing myself to learn through failure and not have this like big like identity wobble through it. It's like, okay, can I radically accept this? And my form of alchemy that I love to walk people through is emotional alchemy. So that when those moments do happen of like, oh, okay, this is a big wave, how can I use this wave to start to integrate more of the identity of this like ego path that I've lived and all of the ruptures that have happened there with this soul path to create a depth and a like dimensionality to it. And yes, okay, so I want to hear more about prioritizing vitality and how that's actually a very audacious act in the
Yeah.
overculture. And you talked about disciplines and you have this concept of holy habits. And so I'd love to hear you expand on that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm obsessed with it. So I would love to expand on that. I mean, as a projector, especially, I think it's important for all of us to trust and follow our obsessions relentlessly because they
Mhm.
are the way. Like anytime you have a question like about how or when or what, go back to your what your obsessions are. That's the answer. Um, Especially for me though, it's just like I'm not a wide person. I mean, I have a wide capacity, but I go super, super deep. I'm a specialist.
Mhm.
Um, what you're saying about bringing things into form after this huge wave of like, okay, the ego and oh, the emotional and like how do we bring it into form? Holy habits is the way.
Mhm.
And here's the thing. If you want to be rich, you're going to be misunderstood. If you're going to be a new earth leader, you're going to be misunderstood. Here's the final frontier where most people are unwilling to be misunderstood: food, health, and being hot.
Mhm.
The amount of projection I experience just because of how hot and healthy I am, let alone that I live my sole purpose, travel the globe doing what I love, make amazing illogical money, like the amount of evil eye I get, like when I don't eat family recipes because I don't want to poison my body. Most people are unwilling. That's the final frontier of like, oh my God, this is the last thing I can connect with my family on. Like,
Mhm.
like I'm take amazing care of my body, except when I'm at like this family function or with these people, and then I'll drink or I'll eat this thing. It's like the most homogenizing forces in in our society are food
Mm.
and health. And it's like everybody knows how to get a six pack. Everybody knows foods that are healthy, unhealthy, for the most part. I'm very, very specific about what I teach and what I live. And it's called the Holy Habits Hive Mind. It's one of my signature programs. It's like a mastermind, but the bee is our spirit guide, and it's so epic. But it's this intimacy and this deep moment of cherishing yourself with your body as the house for your soul, and you actually treat it like that. So it's
Mm.
these micro, tiny moments where people break their own integrity. You break your own word with yourself. Like, oh, I had that extra cookie, but no one saw, only I know. But Creator knows, and Creator saw that you chose instant gratification instead of the long-term blessing of having the most amazing body and vitality that you're meant to have so you can have a clean, clear channel. And then you wonder why I don't trust myself on this like tiny decision about my landing page and my business. It's because for the past 10 years, you've been breaking your own integrity with yourself every single day, all day. You've been ghosting yourself and you've been
Mm.
ghosting Creator. And so this is the intimate root moment that most people will never traverse. There's so much shame around it, like immense shame. And what I've really discovered is that it is the end all be all. It is the final frontier of what it really means to walk the path because you're walking it when no one's watching.
Mm. Mm.
And
Yeah.
it's this like cherishing yourself and your body as a portal. It's self-love, self-respect, and self-love, self-respect, and self-trust. When you have all three, it means you're cherishing yourself and you're living in reverence with Creator, Source, Spirit, stars. But I think people, especially mystics, y'all be astral traveling out of your body all day, every day. And I mean, me too. Earth is crazy. However, we're here for a divine purpose. And part of that is staying in your human body and taking care of your human body. And literally, even if you just think about it practically, your cash flow is capped. If you're not in your highest vitality, you're not having as clear of downloads.
Mm.
You're truly connect every time you choose instant gratification, which is like a quick hit of energy of the comfort zone, right? Of numbing, of we do this with our phones. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Oh my God, that's a huge thing. I go in Holy Habits.
Mm.
Talk about brain virus and just the average person scrolls over 2 hours a day. Literally, no one can tell me they don't have time to build a dream. That's why, when you add this up, this is insane. By the way, I have three planets in Virgo. So, like, it's
Did
my
you just
Venus,
say?
Mars, and Mercury. Um, and that's why my clients win
Mm.
because we really get into the granular. Like, when you add that up, 2 hours a day adds up to 3 months of 8-hour work weeks per year. My clients explode beyond anyone because they have 3 more months a year
Right.
where they're, instead of 2 hours scrolling, watching other people make money and watching other people build dreams, they are focused and single tasking on their own stuff. They're doing needle moving activities only and that are measurable. And they're pouring into their health and vitality because you cannot optimize your health if you haven't optimized how you steward your time. So the first thing we do is a digital life audit. If you're my high proximity client or in this hive mind, but yeah, holy habits, it's really shifting to a devotional, like my whole life is a living, breathing ceremony, and it's not a punishment. It is literally an honor and a privilege to
Mm,
to show up in this way. And this is why I was assigned, Mary Magdalene came to me and she gave me the assignment, New Earth Elite. And
mm.
I had resistance to the word elite because it's so triggering.
Yes.
I mean, I hold myself to that, but for me to like say it and like shout it loud and proud, I was like, dear God, I already got like talk about haterade alchemy. I was like, we're about to do a lot of that. Um, and it's an elite choice most people don't make.
Yeah.
And it's time to fully own that. Like, I love how you use the word audacity because it's like in a world that celebrates mediocrity, in a world that celebrates and normalizes obesity, being overweight, being medicated,
Mm,
being like addicted to all of these things, it's a radical fucking act to be like, no, I claim my vitality, and no, I'm not going to do it through paying through this oppressive healthcare system. That's fucking bullshit. I'm going to do it with the ancient codes because my body's designed to heal itself. And when I'm in right relationship with stars, divine timing, and Mother Earth, anything can be healed.
yes. Hmm.
I don't believe in Ozempic. You want to know why? Because it robs people of the reunion with their soul.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just,
Like
there's
my
so much
body
to this.
personally like rejects any type of like
Oh my
pharmaceutical
gosh, yeah.
I'm not taking a painkiller. I'm not like anything just because like if there's pain there, then I'm meant to feel it. It's meant to be processed through my body and energetic system so that I can allow the soul expression to come through whatever was like kinking that flow of energy.
Ah,
And like a lot of people, I'd say like, the overculture are not willing to feel pain.
oh, yeah.
To like be with those experiences that ultimately are what are forming our path and are what are revealing the path each step that we take along it. And I love that you're willing to be the person that is triggering everyone. And when you're
Honestly, I'm triggering myself. I'm triggering myself as I do it because it's, I haven't spoken much about this because it literally just happened, but I think it's important to share. Um, I actually just stepped away from a longtime mentor because I was claiming this new expression.
Mhm.
And the feedback I got was, well, who do you think you are? Like, kind of thing. And I was like, I don't know, a child of God on divine assignment and obeying my mission. Like, here's the thing, you will outgrow people. You will
Mhm.
outgrow people. The correct people will click in with you later if they're meant to. And if
Mhm.
not, they won't. It was a deep thing that I went through where it was like, and when I say it, this was like, it was someone I never thought I would clear, to be honest, or
Mhm.
release. However, when you're called, you answer the call.
Yeah.
And so for me, just to be like speaking it, like I'm getting more ironclad with it. It was pretty disorienting to like unleash that and then have that specific thing happen. However, but living my own medicine and living my own teachings, I'm like haterade alchemy.
Yes, absolutely. And I think like a lot of us are holding back from actually like allowing those ties to dissolve. And like on my path, I just made a move from Canada to Mexico. And before I was leaving,
Congratulations.
know, as I was owning more and more of my like soul expression, suddenly everyone around me was falling off and like blaming me for it and being like super fucking pissed off. And I was like, what is happening? But then I was like, oh yeah, I know exactly what's happening because I go
Uh,
through these cycles of death and rebirth regularly. And I'm willing to say yes to the call because the call is never going to stop calling. And I'm choosing to respond to it over and over and over again and allow the external reality to reorganize itself from that internal place of coherence over anything else. And I think that's like what a lot of people are not really willing to do. And it comes back to that outgrowing people and the vulnerability of excellence, right?
Yeah. Yeah, there is a really there's misery loves company. People want to sit around and complain and pretend that they can't change their lives. That's mediocre shit. That's not for you. Anyone listening to this, mediocre shit is not for you. And okay, here's the thing. It's not enough. Healing is not enough.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
You must actively and relentlessly reject groupthink. You must actively and relentlessly reject mediocrity. Okay? Mediocrity is more contagious than COVID.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. And it like comes back to like power dynamics, right? And these are often unconscious for most people, but when we're choosing to actually turn the lens inward and look at these energetic currents that are underpinning our behavior and bring shine the light of consciousness onto the unconscious dynamics of power dynamics, like between a you and your friends, between you and your partner, between you and your mentor or teacher, and like really neutralize that hierarchy so that we can each be choosing our own reality. And it's not like, oh, like I'm becoming like better than you. It's like, no, we're just vibrating at different frequencies and choosing different paths, and those have consequences, and you get to choose which
Yeah.
consequences you want in your life. And I think a lot of people who, used to identify as healers or maybe still do have kind of come to this place of mastery of vulnerability for the shadows or like the ruptures of their life. But that next edge of vulnerability is actually being willing to be seen in your excellence, to be willing to be seen winning over and over again, to be seen hitting those cash milestones and to gain more and more visibility. And that does come with a certain level of status, but like, what is the intention of that status? Is it
Right.
feeding this ego structure or is it feeding the mission? And I want to hear you talk about that in relationship to family.
Oh my gosh.
The
How much time do you have?
floor is yours.
One of the words you shared, ego. What I just wrote this in my journal this morning. People with the biggest ego play small.
Mm.
People
Hmm.
with the biggest ego shrink.
Yeah.
What's an ego? It's when you make it all about you.
Yeah. What I like to define the ego as is a collective of defenses from our past life experiences.
Wow. Yeah, so and when we're talking about responses from, first of all of this comes from, I have a I'm very connected to Joan of Arc. I have
Mm.
a very, very fierce, loving, like courageous mission and spirit, and it
Feel
comes
that.
from love.
Hmm.
I love people too much to lie.
Hmm.
Respect people too much to pretend you don't have the power to change your life in every single moment. So some people, and I'm also a mental projector. I pierce through bullshit with like in one sentence sometimes. And that's why people work with me. And that's why the invitation is so important because like obviously not everybody wants to be penetrated that way. Um, So just acknowledging it's the bedrock of unconditional power and love for all people. Okay. And then the other thing I want to share is that The fact that you and I are sitting here on a Zoom call recording a podcast, we sit in a throne of privilege.
Mhm.
A word that's thrown around a lot now is safety.
Mm.
And there are people on the globe that are actually in peril. So
Mhm.
anytime there's any kind of anything where there's discomfort and it's like, wow, like today, I'm not going to do it for me. I'm going to do it for, the mother in Gaza who is like in literal peril. Wow, I got
Mhm.
an email that triggered me. Who cares? I'm safe, like there's something that's going on right now is that people have been coddled so much that they don't know how to hold themselves or lead themselves or like I just actually thanked my parents the other day. I was like, thank you so much for investing in me and pushing me like from a young age and giving me so many responsibilities because I grew up on a farm as well. I was like, those values and skill sets are priceless right now.
Mhm.
So I don't know why that felt so strong. You were asking about in family dynamics. Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, so talking about the vulnerability of excellence when you're outgrowing your family.
Oh, yeah. So this is a big thing that I've gone through many times. I keep going through it. And my clients go through again and again and again and again because a lot of my clients, like everybody, first of all, no matter what level you're at, everybody is always struggling with something. Everybody has a challenge. It doesn't matter if you are doing $1 million years. Like one of my clients is going from, okay, I want to go from decamillionaire to billionaire, and I want to leverage astrology to do it. I'm like, okay, great. Um, this person's shattering the matrix from the inside. Then I have, it doesn't really matter any single level. You're gonna be you're sitting on success and then it's extremely vulnerable to just keep wanting more. I
Mhm.
want more. Like I was sitting at a family dinner and somebody at the table they were like, "Well, it's not like you're asking for $1 million." And in my brain I was like, "Yeah, I'm asking for 10 million." It's like you're speaking a different language. So what's happening in the nervous system
Mm.
is when it comes to family, you're going to be the most activated, and that's where you're going to want to fit in the most. And it's not logical. It's your DNA, it's your cells, which control 95% of your decisions. So if you don't actively reset, not regulate your nervous system, we're not here to be regulated. We're here to be liberated. Okay. We got to go from the root. Regulating is a dark force distraction. Um,
Mhm.
reset your nervous system to release all of those chains so you can keep accelerating. Otherwise, you'll shrink without even realizing it because you're already ahead.
Mhm.
It's extremely vulnerable. What is vulnerability? It's you're exposed. I never feel more exposed than and it's like in family, it's just like so deeply tied to the nervous system that you've got to just have an ironclad mindset and
Mhm.
energetic hygiene, to be honest, because a lot of our family members, a lot of us were born into muggle families by design. We're here to shatter shit. It's kind of the point. A lot of them have dark entities attached to them. They don't understand energy. Like you've got to be, having energetic sovereignty like insane. I had a
Mhm.
psychic attack during the middle of the night during eclipse season.
Mhm.
So I've been doing more stuff before I go to bed, but here's the thing. Take every attack as a compliment because the negative side knows how powerful you are. They're like, "Wait, hey, we got to get her. She's about to do something." Or him or however you define, but it is extremely vulnerable to keep increasing your desire. Like this is something, and not just increase your desire, but claim it and create it.
Mm.
And something I want to share about vulnerability as well is like until you feel rock solid in your current goal, your current like thing that you're doing that's audacious, do not share it with family.
Oh yeah.
Do because they will rock you. They will, and I study Kabbalah from a Kabbalistic point of view, like they will cast shade on it that will make it vulnerable. So hold your dreams close to your chest,
Mm.
and then when they're stable, be seen by your family and just, let the chips fall where they may. Here's the thing. You're going to be deeply misunderstood, probably demonized, and then later you'll be celebrated as the one who changed everything. That's how it goes every single time. So just acknowledge which part of the path you're in, acknowledge the nervous system role, why it feels so personal. It's
Mhm.
because it's your DNA. You're not crazy, okay? So but it is extremely vulnerable because you're not saying it. However, you are saying it. It's an unspoken conversation of like, I'm unsubscribing and unsatisfied with what everyone else is doing in this bloodline.
Mhm.
And this brings it back to holy habits. Like I had a conversation with my mom that was extremely vulnerable. This took years and years, by the way. Years. Where I said, me not eating the family recipes doesn't mean I don't love you.
Mm.
I said it hurts my body. It makes me sick. And
Mhm.
I was totally I exposed myself. I said I sometimes eat this to people please you, and then I feel sick for 2 weeks. And I'm
Yeah.
not willing to do that anymore. And then we got deeper into the conversation and she was like, "But I don't know what to make you." Like it was, and so from her perspective, she's like, I don't know how to love you. Like, can you tell me? And so I was like, well, sweet potatoes are great if you've got like these kind of eggs, if you've got like these four things in the fridge, I'm gonna feel so loved. And
Mm.
I've got to say, I've never felt so loved. I'm gonna cry
Mm.
as when my mom. First of all, by the way, this took years of extremely vulnerable conversations where we did not understand each other.
Mm.
Um, when she asks me, what should I get at the grocery store to have food that you can eat?
Mm.
And it's so simple, but it's like, it's not. So
It's
it's like we can outgrow, but like we can go deep. It's
we get to renegotiate the
yeah,
relationship and like teach people
yeah.
how to love us in each evolution. And it's going to be uncomfortable. Like I remember there was a point in my journey where I lived in Costa Rica for a year. And when I came back, I was a completely different person. And the first time being with my mom, she's like, it's like I don't know who you are anymore. And she kind of had this like look of like shock and terror in her eyes. And I just like I didn't take it personally. I was like, okay, well, we get to know each other again, and just brought that forward with warmth. And when those old dynamics of like, for me it's always been like I have been kind of the parentified child, and so whenever she goes into her trigger loops, I'm like wanting to break out of it. But when I recognize like, oh, this is that familiar, like I can feel it in my nervous system, this people pleasing, the savior complex, and choose to respond differently. And there's so much like psychic energy that is like, in those ties, that it can feel like really challenging to break that. And that's where the power is. And that's actually the codes that are going to be able to be rippled forward into the soulmate clients that we're here to serve as well.
Mm. Yeah, and also it's like we can be out here like audaciously blazing a path, and then also we can like fucking love and cherish our family like for exactly who they are and not want to change them, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or and yeah, just like bringing it back to capacity and also just like the frequency of truth.
Yeah.
There's just so much truth. Like something that I'm just consistently I'm like the truth is always the last thing standing. So can't we just start there?
Mm.
Like why do we got to do this whole thing? Like let's just let's just go there.
Yes, absolutely. And like often that's like can be the most uncomfortable place. And a
Oh, yeah.
great business coach will tell you that the most uncomfortable thing is the thing to do first. And I want to transition into New Earth business, but first I want to share with you what the archetype of rich revolutionary actually means for me, because we've touched on a few
Hey.
different parts and I'm like, hey, that's it. The rich revolutionary is building wealth from the inside out by being rich in unconditional love, by being rich in authentic power and rich in vibrational truth.
Oh, I didn't even know that, but I knew it, you know?
Yes. And so
Yeah.
you are beautifully exemplifying that archetype and embodying it and living it out. And uh, I'm very excited to shift for this last bit into talking about New Earth business. And we kind of touched on it a little bit by talking about how like mystics often aren't really able to like ground into those habits. And some areas that I want to specifically highlight is selling as service and abundance as the natural state of being and how all of that kind of gets highlighted in our relationship with money.
Yeah, well, okay. Everything in life, here's the thing about New Earth business. How you do one thing is how you do everything.
Hmm.
And it's true whether people are doing New Earth or not. It's true across the board. Just the mechanics of energy. Everything in your life happens in three locations. First in the body, then in the mind, then in your 3D reality. This is why holy habits and vitality determine your cash flow.
Mm.
This is why when I see one of my clients have a cash flow dip, I'm like, "Did you start talking to your ex again?" Because it's real.
Hmm.
As a new earth steward, you are held to a higher standard of squeaky clean energy. Here's the thing. Your business is a ceremony that you get to channel through.
Mm.
Your ability to receive from the divine masculine creator through the energy of money is one of the most intimate things you will ever do.
Mm.
I never was able to call in my divine counterpart until I had mastered channeling a lot of money and just receiving it from creator and creating a an aligned relationship with the masculine in that way.
Mm.
And then the energetics. Something I accidentally did was I turned off my desire for a human partner because I'm like, I'm already with the daddy of daddies. Why do I need a human? I was like, oh, wait, like I actually want that. And I turned the tap back on, called in a king. Um, it's all connected. So, yeah, New Earth business, you've just got to you've got to throw this idea of like work-life balance. Like it doesn't apply to us. Everything is the same. It's
Mm.
all energy. So you have to look at all the categories of your life and say, Do I have aspirations or values? Aspirations are things you say you believe in that you don't live. Values are what you actually live. People
Mm,
say, I value health. Most people aspire to health. They don't value it. If you
mm,
value it, you're spending time, energy, and money on it.
mhm.
So, yeah, where do you want to deepen in all? There's so much with New Earth business.
I'm just like soaking it all in. I love the way you speak and you're like casting this like it's like an enchantment effect. It's so juicy and delicious. So I don't really have a specific like area that I want you to deepen into. It's just I want to hear what comes through your channel when I prompt these questions. So okay, let's go into a little bit more of what I would call um, like sacred union, where you're talking about the relationship that you have with the divine masculine and channeling money through that into your business, and then that actually, breaking this conditioning that existed around like kind of what I'm seeing here is like this lone wolf archetype of not needing a partner and that process of actually having the inner sacred union reflect in outer sacred union.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I have extremely high standards because I dare to live my divinity.
Mm,
So that meant that, and there are energetic implications to sex that people don't understand. And we've got to take that more seriously as New Earth leaders. I think that's important. It's not about not having pleasure or dating or any of those things. It is about energetic hygiene
mm,
and like you literally are a portal of God.
mhm,
Who gets to enter you? Who gets that? They've got to earn it. It's got to be correct. It's got to be clean. Because I mean, we're talking about energetic hygiene of like being in rooms with family, and it's like there's way more going on when you have sex with somebody, right?
absolutely.
So I almost got married once when I was younger. And then when I started my first company, I went really deep for like 5 years. I got retrained in shamanism. I was celibate by choice because I was just like, none of these people, the thing is, when you're an oracle and you can see things through your third eye, you don't waste time. So,
Yeah.
like, yo, my guy's not even American. I'm like, I know he doesn't live here. Why would I waste my time with all of this when I can be keyed in on my assignment? So there's
Hmm.
that, but it more was like casting out the extreme feminism out of my body
Mm,
and coming back into the sacred geometry and
mm,
safety of the true masculine because, and a lot of it had to do with Yeshua, and who's a major guide for me. And Yeshua, he made it safe for Mary Magdalene to live her mission because just like the planet we're on now, like she was in physical danger if she didn't have the masculine backing her.
hmm.
And so it's been a process, and it's not like Steve Jobs says you don't understand the dots looking forward, you understand looking back. I wasn't like I'm out here trying to like heal my divine like sacred geometry. Like I just wanted to make more money, and I was like healing all this stuff, and then I realized like yeah, I'm a bad bitch, but also like I do want to be taken care of. Like I do. Here's the thing. I have never felt more powerful and relaxed than being able to bankroll everything myself, but not because he can bankroll it, you know? And For me, it started through like my relationship with receiving unconditionally really did start with money from
Mm,
creating. And for anybody listening, coming back to New Earth business, you've got to remember that it's not your money, it's God's money.
mm,
And it's not up to you. Like, let Creator do the heavy lifting.
mm-hmm.
Don't micromanage him. Let him lead. And you might even be triggered by me using him. Like, I broke up with the word God for decades. I used to have to shower after saying that word. And now, because I was raised in the church, so much there. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but now I really am like, okay, Father God, Creator is a giving force,
Mm,
you know? And so your one job is to show up, do your part. It's really not, it's not like your clients aren't giving you money. Like they are, but it's Creator.
yes.
It's Creator. It's all Creator. And it's Creator's money. And you're meant to steward it and circulate it and
Mhm.
have joy and all of that stuff with it. And so for me, just I started my first company in 2019 and I really went on this evolution, especially raised in classical music where it's like there's this whole starving artist paradigm. Throw that on top of the broke healer paradigm in the spiritual space. And I did a lot of clearing and alchemizing with that. But really, there really, to me, is just nothing more intimate and holy than money. I mean, obviously love and other things, but it's so sacred and it is a lot of this. The only way you're going to have divine union in the sacred geometry with another human, which is our natural state, by the way. I didn't realize until I actually was with my divine counterpart, like how much masculine I was holding every day until I was in his presence. And I was like, oh my God, I think this is what people are talking about with like relaxing and like I'm I'm used to relaxing into creator. And then
Mhm.
I was like, oh, I can do it with a human. And that's our natural state. And something that's gone terribly, like the pendulum has swung way too far is just like basically the rejection of the masculine by
Mhm.
extreme feminism out of fear.
Mhm.
And so I think men have a big challenge right now because it's like everybody has challenge and people are going to say what they're going to say, but like men have a lot of challenge right now because they're like I want to pursue, I want to do this, I want to do that, but like oh my God, am I going to be taken as this? And it's just like lean back, receive, learn how to receive from creator and then bring that to your relationships with other humans and let him lead.
Mhm.
Let him lead.
Mhm.
How good does that feel to just like, oh, I don't need to make the plan. I don't need it like all I've got to do is show up and be hot and enjoy myself.
Yes. Yeah. And it like activates a whole different um like physiological state, right? When we're in that receivership, when we're in that pleasure, when we're in that joyful, receptive place. And I love what you said of like, let him lead. And it's like, yes, let him, like your partner lead, but also let creator lead. Let him like be the inspiration for what you're bringing forward and your offers and your content and all of it, because then you get to just lean back into the process and allow it to be so much easier and allow that flow of currency of money to move through you rather than being in a state of distrust and trying to control and micromanage and overfunction the process.
Yeah, and here's the thing, creator always provides. always provides when you follow the guidance.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't, things get weird.
Yes, and being able to actually be radically honest with yourself of where things are weird and not looking at that as like, okay, I have to fix it. It's like, no, it's like, okay, you know exactly this thing is like coming from this kink in your energy system, and you can trace that back super easily when you have awareness of your body and your energy system. And it's not like you have to go into this big like, shame or blame or something's wrong response. It's like, oh, okay, I noticed that, shift, and then keep going.
Yeah, and this is why holy habits and health and vitality again is so important because if you're dissociated in any way, you're going to miss the signals.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that comes back to too what we were talking about of how mystics often like are having all of these visions, but it's really up here. And so what I love to do is really bring it into the body. And the modality that I work with is embodied evolution, so
Mhm.
that our visions can actually land and we can actually affect the change that we're here to do, which I love what Anna Gasol says from one of our Vortex Mastermind sisters of like millions are cute, but billions affect planetary change.
Yeah, we're not
Or
so the crazy thing, like I'll say when I got high when that specific client I mentioned who's scaling from deca million to billionaire, which I'm sure people have heard, millionaires don't have astrologers, billionaires do. Literally, that's my life right now. I'm like it's crazy. Um, I changed one word in my journal. I was like writing about like the millions and then I was like, "No, I'm not here for that. I'm here." And I started writing billions. Within 1 week, everything in my life shattered.
mm,
People, clients, like the total rearrangement because I had claimed that.
mm,
Because that's truly what we're here for.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I want to play in the field of vision with you a little bit, if you will,
Of
and
course.
talk about your future vision that is this like continuation of the soul mission from Atlantis times.
Oh my gosh. Well, I have full body chills.
Mhm.
We're seeing the same choice points we had in Atlantis. And the only way the prophecy comes true is if we make different new moves.
Mhm.
AI is advancing.
Mhm.
Spoiler alert, this happened before. We
Mhm.
got power hungry. We chose
Mhm.
the inorganic timeline. We chose instant gratification rather than the path of the heart, the
Mhm.
path of Mother Earth. It's advancing with Pluto and Aquarius the next 20 years. We've got to remember and reclaim so we can rebirth the ancient civilization. This is why, so I just got back from traveling for 4 months where I was going on all these activations around the world. I'm known for my unicorn New Earth activation retreats. I gather powerhouse souls to specific land and specific divine timing to be activated together, to
Mhm.
remember, to quantum jump. Um, I like quantum jump because it's very precise.
Ooh. Mhm.
It's like it's less elusive and like fluffy. It's like, no, we're jumping from here to there. Like specifically, I got called to Greece.
So many retreats are happening in Greece right now. Like everyone I know is doing a retreat in Greece right now. Can you talk to like what's going on with the like activations through Greece?
All of the Atlantean New Earth keepers are being called, and you've got to answer the call.
Mm,
Shit doesn't happen on a screen.
hmm.
And I went, so basically, so I went to France, I went to Paris. I
Ooh.
I gathered all of the like all of I didn't realize I gathered so many sparks of light, but I also gathered a lot of terrible things that happened to the feminine specifically that I was meant to alchemize through my field. And then when I tell you that shit wasn't easy, it was not easy. It was like thousands and thousands and thousands of lifetimes, which is
Mm.
a big reason why I didn't go to Living Brave Live because I just got back to the US and I was literally like doing breath work like a motherfucker, like sobbing for a week just to transmute, you know? Um, and that's the Joan of Arc part of me. I'm like, yes, let's do it. Um,
Yeah, you and me both.
what's happening in Greece is just a lot of people are being called and activated. I was actually planning to do a retreat there in October and I shifted it to next June in Greece because the the timelines shifted really quick and it's the new moon in Gemini, the solstice. I was like, this is correct. It's going to be a week long, but basically what's going on in Greece is that, I went to Socrates temple or not temple, prison when I was there, and Socrates literally got murdered for telling the truth.
Mm.
Here's the thing. Any coach who tells you it's a limiting belief, run in the opposite direction.
Mm.
It's not a limiting belief. Everything you're called to do in this lifetime, you got murdered for or cast out for the exact thing in past lives. It is not a limiting belief. And so that's why we're getting called to the specific land. And the Atlantis is just accelerating because of Pluto and Aquarius. Pluto rules power. Astrology is part of my magic.
Yeah.
Pluto rules power. And there's three expressions of power: power over, power to, and power with.
Yes.
We're here for power with.
Hmm.
It's about reclaiming the power on the land and choosing differently and
Hmm.
and stepping forward and like, wow, I literally got killed for this before, but this is what I'm doing because all of our souls, we decided we're like, okay, see you on Earth again at this time. What happened literally exactly 2000 years ago from now? Yeshua incarnated. Yo, this is a big fucking deal.
Hmm.
And that's why when people are like, "Oh, I'll come to the next retreat," I'm like, "You don't get it." I'm like, this is now, and 2027 is really soon. So
Hmm.
with Atlantis, and it's connected to Lemuria. I lived on Maui for a year, like that. I'm Lemurian, I'm a lot of different things. With Atlantis though, it's like the technology bows down to the ancient codes.
Yeah.
We stay in command.
Yes. Hmm. I love to think of the technology that we use, like, like physical technology or like cloud technology, AI, is just a reflection of our spiritual technology.
Uh-huh.
And we even see this with like Elon Musk's Neuralink. Like it's really getting like Black Mirror out here.
Dude, Elon Musk is a fucking genius. The people,
Yeah.
you know, people will say what they want to say. Here's
Uh-huh.
the thing. Every single soul has something important to teach us. And I
Mm.
even say this about Donald Trump, okay? They both, what do they have in common? They are powerful manifestors.
Hmm.
They manifest shit that everybody says they cannot. They know how to hold billions of dollars and advance their mission. They know how to be delulu till it's true, right? We actually have a lot to learn from them. And it's not about adopting their values or
Mm. It's like, can you notice the energetic
really
sig?
believe. Is it breaking up?
Oh, I think so. I was just saying it's about like noticing the energetic signature and like flipping the octave on it basically. And I love that that's what you're doing. I see you doing that with like New Earth Elite, right? When we think elite, the etymology of that word has such a Oh, could you hear me?
We must have been saying something really true because they turned us off.
Yeah, we start talking about the energetics of power with Elon and Donald. Like, we're gonna get into some interference. But essentially, what I was saying is that we can like acknowledge the you were saying that the values that they hold, and there's an energetic signature there of how they're holding and stewarding power. And when we can transmute that and flip it and like actually use like the moral inversion um of elite, like if we think of the etymology of that word, there's like this tie there. But when we can alchemize the tie and be like, okay, no, like there is a framework here that can be superimposed, or not even superimposed, transposed, like recognizing there's an original template there that has been inverted there. That's the word I was trying to get to, and use that as a reflection point. And it's so funny we got to here talking about Elon because a few months ago, I'm not the type of person that's keeping up with current events and the news and all of that. And I was just kind of going about my day and I had this ping of like, what's Elon doing? And I was like, what do you mean what's Elon doing? Like, since when have I cared about that? And then I like dive into it, and this was the time when he was doing his work with Doge in the government system. And really like the broadcast title was like economic revolution. I was like, yes, yes, we are in an economic revolution because we're able to use these templates of power with, which is the New Earth Business Organic template that's sourcing from the Atlantis Empire and all of the ancient empires that we get to activate within our DNA, because that's where we're seeding it from, and then actually create sacred economies of our own. And that's what we're seeing going on in online business. And when we're choosing to adopt the power with rather than the power over.
Hmm. Yeah, and yeah, it's something that one of my teachers says is eat the fruit and spit out the peel.
Hmm.
Just all of these, they're all high performers, whether you like it or not. They're high performers. Study them, take what's good, and leave the rest, you know? And yeah, it's like you can just unplug. Like he will go to Mars. Like he does everything he says he'll do.
Hmm.
The light does not until now, right? We're stewarding that. We're flipping the grid, but it's like, oh man, if we just copied and pasted that, here's the thing as well. When you're aligned with the light and God source energy and just channeling these like pure Atlantean codes, we need a lot less energy. Like if we just organize, like organization matched with like 1 ounce of love can do like a trillion amount of magic rather than organized with like 50 ounces of false light, right? So it really is about responsibility and just stopping from like pretending we're not powerful.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Something that came through for me yesterday was that intention is an energetic scaffold.
Mm.
And so if we're thinking of, okay, like what are we building? How do we scaffold it? Like when we set a clear intention, it's going to be the intention of our values, of our habits, of our standards. That's actually creating a structure in the quantum field that allows the smooth coming into fruition of that intention
Mm-hmm.
rather than trying to piecemeal things from a mind state where we're constantly like looping around, well, how am I going to do it? Like, how is that possible? It's like set the intention, follow the energy, and allow that like God source creation to come through, and your people will be magnetized that are meant to do it with you.
Right. And here's what most people do. They put out scaffolding and then they take it down every day. They're like, oh, here's the scaffolding. Oh, fuck. Take it down. Put it out, take it down. And God's like, yo, I don't know what's happening. I can't deliver anything because it's gonna get broken.
Mm,
And it's like you can't ask for more and shrink for less. Are you in or are you out?
mm-hmm. Yeah. Becoming aware of those like those choice points. My access point is like through embodied awareness. Hmm. And okay, I've kept you more than an hour. I hope that's okay. I kind of got track of time in this conversation.
It's
Um,
weird bending. It's fun.
right? It is so much fun. As much as I can operate out of time, I love to. Um,
Yeah.
I I kind of prompted this and then we went on a bit of a circular adventure, but I do want to hear more like specific, tangible um, elements of cultural societal shift that you vision from what we're co-creating here.
Like specific cultural shifts as a result of New Earth leadership. Oh, well, we're gonna flip the grid to our economy.
Mhm.
Basically, all of the financial and educational structures will shatter.
Mhm.
So, I mean, my kids aren't going to school.
Either.
Yeah, we're gonna flip to the New Earth economy, which we're building right now. It's going to be very, we're gonna shift to more of a like living with like from the land in our local community, like that. There, I've seen several times, like there is something I've been calling it the dark days. They're gonna unplug us, they're gonna turn off the internet. Like that's why we've got to be practicing telepathic communication. I just started a private network off social media because I just know that that's important. It's called New Earth Radio. I'm obsessed with it. Um, the cultural shifts, it's reharmonizing back to it really is it's kind of what I really see coming is like a blend of Lemurian Atlantis, which is the heart and the mind cohesion.
Mhm.
Um, it's gonna be, we're gonna have robots. We will have robots everywhere. There's gonna be people that are part robot. Like what? Here's the thing. People don't realize Harry Potter, Star Wars, Hunger Games. We have subconsciously, as a society, signed off and given our consent to what's about to happen through all of these channeled prophecies. People are like, oh, 5 stars on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm like, you don't realize you just signed off on spiritual warfare that's coming. Like, um, however, like, it's a gift, and we're gonna send through that, but like, it's gonna get worse before it gets better. And we've got to just, you know, Aquarius is the sign of revolution.
Yes.
And the astrology, people really romanticize revolution, but what does it really mean? It's demolition.
Mm-hmm.
demolition, rising. We're going to be called to protect and stand for what we believe in, sometimes physically. Um, and that's just part of it. And the most unsafe thing you can do is stay comfortable.
Mm-hmm. It's the most
So,
expensive thing you could do too.
yeah, so lay a foundation of freedom on your own terms where none of this stuff is going to destroy you, you know. It's important and I will say that anybody who's listening, there are people in your life that there's just something kind of off. It's like a quiet, like, there's just something off. They will reveal your physical location in
Mm,
in a year, in 2 years. I really believe that. Like people that they don't have the capacity to understand, or they like subconsciously want to burn you, but they don't even know it. It's like it's very, very deep and complicated, but trust your body, trust your intuition. If there's something off, it's off. Don't gaslight yourself.
yeah.
It's important, you know, these bodies, again, with the holy habits, if you're not eating correctly, or if you're just or if you're disassociated in any ways, you're gonna miss those signals. And
Mm-hmm.
that's literally like, if you want a shortcut for life, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that
Yeah.
answers your question.
Yes, it absolutely does. Yeah, I've been like connecting with this like future vision for, I don't know, probably about like 5 or 6 years now. And yeah, like I have a big vision to create like what I'm calling eco-residential retreat center spaces. And it's basically a reconstruction of the village, and where we are creating this space for children to be birthed and to be in this community of nurturing that original template, and to have like jungle unschooling, and to have like permaculture food forest, and actually
Wow.
build build villages this way, and then have people, come and learn how to do that and actually expand that, as like an alternative option for how we're living. And so like we can go into the, the doom and gloom of it and the destruction part, but it's like what comes after that, and how do we start planting the seeds and nurturing those now?
Well, and it's holding both. And it's something I teach. It's called Gemini Genius. It's like if we definitely get to focus on the utopia because that's what we're building and that's what we're here for and that's what we stand for. And if we pretend that the revolution is not happening, then
Mm,
we're not prepared and we get our ass kicked. So it's about holding both.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's immensely powerful. And I'm like, yo, can I raise my kids there?
Let's build it together. Ah, okay. Feel like we're coming to a natural endpoint, and I just want to give you an opportunity to once again talk about any offers, upcoming events that you have on. I know you sprinkled them throughout, but really getting a clear message out there of where people can connect with you.
Yeah, so the biggest thing, if you want to connect with me off social media, I have a podcast. It's called A Better World with Adrienne. So that's everywhere where podcasts are. And I just started New Earth Radio, which is my network off socials where I channel every Sunday. It's with zero interference. I teach high performance, astrology, all the things. It's literally $1 a day. It's such an easy yes. And it's a way to join the New Earth Elite. Um, Come do a retreat with me. Like I have one in Paris in February related to Magdalena. I have one in Sedona at the winter solstice, Greece. Um, and I always, there are ways that you can work in high proximity with me. Everything is going to be on the podcast or on my website, but the biggest thing is just connect with me off social media. Social media is a fun playground and it's like cool and we don't own it. We don't control it. And I'm more interested in things like this,
Mm-hmm.
the long form, like I never ever do discovery calls because I'm like, go listen to my podcast. You're gonna know, if we're supposed to work together.
Exactly.
And yeah, so my biggest invitation for everybody listening is like my podcast, join my network, and if you want to go deep with me, all the links to everything you need will be in those areas.
Yeah, and
So,
we'll have below in the show notes too.
yeah.
Mhm.
Thank
Well,
you
thank
so much. This has been absolutely rich.
Mhm. And by design. Thank you for being here. It's such a pleasure to host you and to be activated by your transmissions. And
Hmm.
I'm excited to see how this connection will continue to blossom.
Yeah, me too. Shout out to Creator.
Ooh. All right, I'm gonna stop the recording.